Hey guys, welcome back to the next part of the Mangs FE7 rebalance patch. So in the last episode we completed chapter 8, which was the Goofy Ballista and Reinforcements chapter. So this is the penultimate chapter, and oh boy, I'm not looking forward to it. So these are the units we're gonna get to use here, and I don't think I want the Lance River on Kent. I think I want it on Lynn, because Kent can deal with swords better anyway. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna trade the Lance. I'm gonna give Kent the Lance. I think Lance for the Lance Reaver. I think that's a fair deal. And I might give Sane the Armor Slayer. I don't think we're gonna be fighting many armors, but hey, you never know. So yeah, there we go. And I actually feel like this is one of the few instances where I kind of like having Florina. It's one of the few instances, and you'll see why in a sec. So instead of having, who would I undeploy? Probably like, and I feel like Kent would be useful, but at the same time I also feel like he's not gonna be that useful. So I don't know, like in normal, like in vanilla, it doesn't really matter. Like I could just undeploy Dorcas or someone, I wouldn't really care, but in this, I kind of do care. Like I just don't see Kent doing that much, because he's just not that good. Then again, Florina's not going to do much either, but I do want to stop reinforcing, so you know what? I'm going to actually give the Lance to her, because she actually needs it. So there we go. Florina fans, you can be happy just this one time. I will actually use her. So what I like to do generally with Florina is have her, like, maybe go right here or something. She flies to the village and then she canters over here. That's the main general idea. I probably also want Matthew. Does Matthew not have a torch? Oh, right. You go to the village and you get the torch. Okay, so I'm gonna have Matthew probably like here, and then have Florina over here. I'm thinking. As for Wrath, he can be over here. The rest doesn't really matter too much. Zane and probably Wrath are gonna be our vanguard. So that's what we're gonna do, and let's start. Yeah, I do plan to. So yeah, I remember Mangs said in his video, Wallace starts out promoted, and he's pretty much like a mini Oswin, which is great. But of course, you can just flat out not get him later on, so. Yeah, so that's the reason why you put Matthew there. And I put Florina here just so I don't have to deal with reinforcements. You just don't want reinforcements. It's not like they're that threatening, but they're just kind of annoying. I don't want to deal with it. Just gonna put you here. I'm gonna try to have Wallace wall this area. I mean, I wonder if that name was like intentional, a pun. We're gonna name an armor Wallace. Like, okay, maybe, but I kind of doubt that. Maybe it was just a coincidence. I'm not sure. Could I dance for Wallace and just choke this bridge? I probably could. I honestly probably could. Let's go choke right here. I find that being aggressive on this map really does help. Oh jeez, are those guys ambush spawns? That's really stupid. I'm not sure, but if they're ambush spawns. That is bull. That is bull. That is dirty. That is very dirty. That is extremely dirty. That is so dirty. FE7 in general, I don't think has ambush spawns, so that's really unfair. That's like stupid unfair. No, there is no excuse for that. There's no excuse for ambush spawns. Like, okay, I get like extra reinforcements. I kind of get that, but like ambush spawns, really? We're playing the game? We're playing the ambush spawn game? Man, come on, Mangs. I thought you didn't like ambush spawns either. Why would you do this? Like, I wouldn't put ambush spawns in. Sure, I'd put it in like new enemies, but I wouldn't put in ambush spawns. Well, that's not even that obvious of a location. Like, you saw where this guy spawned. He spawned like right here. How am I supposed to know there's gonna be a reinforcement right here? Like, he doesn't even start out here. He starts out like here or something. Like, how am I supposed to know that? How am I supposed to know there's just gonna be an ambush spawn right there? That doesn't make any sense. It's, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I don't like that. I mean, I guess the idea is that, no, that's a steel axe too. So it's like, I kind of get it if it was like an iron axe, because like chances are this early in the map you're probably not gonna die. But like a steel axe hits really hard. Sure, it's inaccurate, but like it's still gonna hit really hard. So I think that's kind of unfair. I mean, sure, if you want to put like a reinforcement right there that's not an ambush spawn, I'm okay with that. But like, an ambush spawn right there just seems really unnecessary and overkill on a fog of war. Really, I mean, like, yeah, you're not gonna, like, this is not gonna be the fog settling in at this point, but like still. So yeah, I better be careful because there could be another ambush spawn that pops up this turn. Hope not. Hopefully that was the only one, but if it's not, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I'll get Matthew up there pretty quickly. Let's get Lucius going. Although Lucius is insanely frail. He might be frailer than Urk. See, what is Urk's defense? 2. You've got 1 defense, lovely. So you pretty much, well, you do have a little bit more HP, so I guess I'll have the same amount of HP afterwards. Oh yeah, I should probably change your animations. Probably, because General's actually have really cool animations. So the gimmick of this map now is there aren't actually that many enemies, but there are ambush spawns, and I really don't like this, especially on a fog of war. That's ridiculous. That's just dumb. Why would you do that? I am not a fan of this. Although I do like how Saint just one-shots. That is pretty cool. That is very nice. Oh god. That is terrible. That is actually terrible. Like, why would you do this? That is horrendous. Why would you... Why? Why would you feel the need to put in an ambush spawn? Like, why? Why would you put ambush spawns here? I hope this isn't a running trend on Fog of War. It's like, really? Fog of War and we're gonna go on ambush spawn there of all maps? Like, the literal worst map to have ambush spawns on? The worst type of map? It's gonna be a problem. Okay. Yeah, we need someone who can take hits from axes. So, in other words, not our support units, because they do not take axe hits well. How in the world am I gonna get how am I gonna get you out of here? That's not good. Or Nils. Like, all of our support units are gonna have a very miserable time trying to get through here. Okay, what do you have? Because I see there's plenty of reinforcements coming in, so I don't, you know, I don't really know what's gonna happen. Okay, we just one shot, which is great. That's always a good thing. I think Wrath on a Force is going to be a great magnet for attacks, but he's going to be pretty dodgy. Can we just kill a Sane? That would be the better idea. Because I still have like some dark mages here as well, so it's like, it's not like we're going to have an easy time, mind you. Because we're not. We're not going to have an easy time. We're probably going to get hit by this. Yep. And there are mages here, and I don't even know where they are. I just know that they're on this map. Somewhere in this general vicinity. Jeez, that's not good. I need to get Urk somewhere, but I'm really afraid of putting him that far out. And I know they're gonna jump me. I know they're gonna jump me. Like, for a fact they will. Okay, there's a Cav, and I don't like that Archer. Well, the Archer's the only one that can get me. I think, oh geez, a Lancer, but that's not good. I hope these guys are gonna try to go for Wrath and just miss. Because right now, we're not in a good position for really anything, to be honest. I don't know what to say. I just need to get Sarah out of here, that's what I need to do. We can try this. The fog doesn't clear out either, so we're just gonna deal with it for the rest of the map until. No, I think it's like that for the entire rest of the map, but I can at least keep Sarah kind of safe here. I'm gonna put Lucius here so that he at least blocks off the axe from getting to her, or he should be able to. Wallace can smack this guy with a steel axe. Maybe he can start pulling some of these enemies, that'd be great. But yeah, no, I'm not a fan of the fact that he put ambush spawns on a Fog of War in Lin mode? Why? Why would you do that? And the enemies just keep like multiplying, which is even worse. I think Sane could easily die here, because yeah, this is ridiculous. This should not be. This should not be in FE7 period, honestly. Much less Lin mode. It was just ridiculous. Okay, yeah, I'm okay with that. Because at least Matthew can dodge. And he can actually do damage. That's kind of nice. And he got a level up, so it's not too bad. Strength, speed, and luck. That's not a bad level up. Oh boy. Oh boy. Nice dodge. Can we kill? There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, Sane's good, but like his defense is not that good. I guess it's a good thing we dodged though, so we didn't. Although there could still be like another Cav running around. Okay, so the maid is down here. I'm not really afraid of that. That's a lot of units you gotta fight. That is way too many. That is way more than necessary. Like, way more. I don't know how long these guys keep spawning in. And of course you can't kill. Lovely. And I can't even move my dancer. I can't heal Sane. So that's just great. That's just freaking great. I can try to kill some of these guys. I could definitely do that. I mean, yeah, you do actually kind of need Wallace now, but... Let's see if we can kill this guy. Of course, there's also brigands chasing us now, because usually what I would do with Wallace is just like have him, you know, hold the south, because like, there's just... We can usually handle it on our own, but now it's like going all crazy and stuff. So... There are definitely some problems here. Definitely some problems. I might just kill with Lin, honestly. Kill this guy with Lin. And yeah. Probably have Matthew advance so we can see more of our enemies. But the problem is we can't do much. We could maybe dance for Sarah. That is risky in itself. Because of just how frail she is. I just wish these units would stop spawning in. Like, it's bad enough as is. I don't need more units trying to attack me. Because, like, I don't have that great of offensive lines right here. Like, I really don't, honestly. These guys all have Lance Reapers, which is just amazing. I don't have any damage on these guys either. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I mean, I can pull back, I suppose, but, like, I'm not a fan of being in this little killing area. I'm really not. I really am not a fan of that. So instead, I'm pretty much forced by this map to turtle, pretty much. Which, the one thing I liked about this map in vanilla was the fact that you could just clear it fast. Like, the Fog of War fact sucked, but you could just get out of it, you know, before it got disgusting. Although, granted, it never really got that disgusting because there weren't any more than just, like, the fort reinforcements, so it really wasn't that bad. But now it kind of is, and I'm not a fan of that. The map's just slower and more of a slog. So we just gotta choke this mountain, I guess, until Wallace can clear out more units. Or have Lin. Actually, maybe we could have Lin help us out. I wouldn't bank on it too much. She's not that strong. So that's what? 14, 14, 15, so it's like 44? 44 damage on 12. She could take it, I think. She could actually take that. Let's try it. Not to mention, I mean, that axe guy's probably gonna try to attack her, but it's an axe. It's not gonna hit. So I'm gonna equip, I'm gonna try to equip the, probably the Iron Sword. I know it's close to breaking, but I kind of need that extra bit of a void. So, Steel Sword, probably not a good move right now. So I'm gonna go pull out a vulnerary, I guess. Yeah, no, I don't like this map's redesign. I already knew it was gonna suck. I just knew it was, but like I didn't think it'd be this bad. This sucks. At least Lynn's gonna be doing some. I think it's pretty cool though. With some of the issues I have with this, I definitely do have some issues. But what I don't have issues with is that Lynn is now a unit that's unironically good on enemy phase. I don't know how you do that without changing her growths, but that's actually pretty impressive. That is actually pretty impressive. You just make the enemies strong enough that like they actually I don't know. Like I'm not sure if Mangs intentionally did this or not, or he just ended up somehow making Lynn better without realizing it, but like that's pretty funny. Like she's better because enemies are now like harder to double. I think that's what happened. Enemies became harder to double, so now Lynn's actually really good. And to be fair, my Lynn's been getting good strength levels, but like I always get Lynn's like this, and like she's fun to use on player phase, but like she has no use. No use. I think there's no longer any of these those guys here, so I'm gonna start trying to kill some of these guys. I think things have gotten a little bit more manageable, but I need a little bit of help here. Can Lucius kill? Of course, that's the one you can't double. Of course. I'll freaking... Why are you so fast? Why are you so fast? Okay. Is there anyone we can just kill right off the bat? Probably one of the archers. Yeah, probably. Sane is pretty weak. I'm gonna go and hack at one of these guys. Okay, I think once these guys are gone, I'll be fine. But yeah, no, I was not a fan of this. I don't like this redesign. Oh god, there's another? Are you kidding me? Just when I thought it, you know, was getting better, then of course now there's another one. There has to be another one. Oh, of course I doubled this guy. Well, la-di-da. La-di-da. Watch this be a reinforcement that pops up here, like an ambush spawn. Just on this one turn, just to screw me over. It's gonna happen, you know it will. Wait, what? Do you have the same speed? If you do, then I can make use of that. Yeah, these Lance guys, the Lance Reaver guys, a little bit faster, aren't they? I'm just gonna kill the Lancer. I mean, like, these mercs are already kind of annoying, so I'm just gonna kill them with Wallace. I will say this: if there is a rebalance that makes me actually feel like I need to use Marcus, it's probably gonna be this. I always felt like Marcus I didn't like Marcus in this game. He's too much, yet too little at the same time. Like, he'll do just enough damage to not be able to set up a kill, so he'll just steal your kill. But, like, when it comes to, like, tougher enemies that you're trying to get killed, he's like, oh no, I can't do that. When you're trying to set up a kill on a boss, he looks like he should be able to set up a kill. And on paper he would. But he always got that stupid skill stat that always gets him a crit when you're trying to set up a kill. And his growths aren't that good, despite what people say. He's not that tanky either. Like, yeah, he's good for the first few maps, in, like, Hector hard mode, but, like, he's not... People overestimate how good he is. He's not that good. He's really not. I'd say after, like, the Priscilla map, I just don't really use him much. Maybe I use him a little bit on the Dread Isle. That's about it. I think he's grossly over-exaggerated in terms of his use. I'm not saying he's useless. I'm not saying, like, he's the worst unit in the game. He's far from it. But I think people, like, make it sound like... He'll make it sound like you can solo the game at his bases. And while it's true, LTC players probably will find their best unit in Marcus. If you're not playing LTC, he's not that good. He's not a god. He's not freaking Horror and Radiant Dawn. He's really not. He's not even the best unit in FE7 in my opinion. Like, he's far from the best. Like, let me tell you. People will say, like, oh, just send Marcus in there. Just sending Marcus in there can easily get you screwed over. Because you're relying on a guy who dodges, like, or who's supposed to dodge, like, you know, 5, 6, 40% on enemy phase. In order to not die. And while it's unlikely he'll get hit by all of them, 40% on enemies aren't that unlikely. I would rather use Oswin. He's got a little bit less movement, but, like, he actually, you know, he doesn't have to dodge. He doesn't rely on RNG in order to survive. You know, he can take a hit to the face and 0 damage at 100% accuracy is still 0 damage. So... I like being guaranteed. I don't have to rely... Like, it's the same thing as, like, relying on crits. Like, sure, crits are cool, but unless I can count on them to activate, not that reliable, you know? But, like, that's why I like Oswin, because, like, he can tank, and you know he can tank. He's got the stats there to actually make him able to tank. Marcus, he's got a nice defense. He's got defense that'll take him a while to get outclassed, but he will eventually get outclassed. And that's his problem. And the thing is, his base defense isn't that high. You can just, like, send him into a horde of enemies, and then reliably count on them to survive. More times than not, you can count on them to survive, but if like you're playing an Iron Man, it's probably gonna get you killed at some point, and it's just gonna make you mad because you're like, "What? He should have dodged that 40%." Well, maybe your solution should not rely on dodge tanking a bunch of attacks. I mean, yeah, maybe relying on dodging a couple of 20% or something. I can see that. Like relying on dodging, you know, a ton of them, probably not a good move. Okay, so it looks like we're starting to clear them out. There's probably still some more enemies around here. I'm gonna take a bit of a look, but I think we're mostly in the clear. Even though there's an enemy that spawns from that fort, and I would not be surprised if it did, because I don't even know what the purpose of this fort is in vanilla. It never spawns anything. I swear it never does, which is really weird, or I just don't see it. Like it spawns something one time at like turn 30 or something ridiculous like that. Like ordinarily I never see it spawn out anything. So if anything, I think it's that fort actually should spawn something, because like I never see it spawn anything. I'm gonna go dance for Sarah so I can go heal up Lynn. Reminds me, I actually once played a randomizer where my Sarah took Lynn's class, like her Blade Lord class or whatever. She was very strong. She was the definition of a glass cannon. She did a ton of damage. But, you know, she had like 3 defense. She could one-shot things easily, and she doubled like everything. But the problem was, you know, don't use her on enemy phase. Don't use her on enemy phase. That's just not gonna work out. Maybe against like magic units, because they kept the same growth as the character. They just changed their classes, so it was honestly kind of fun. So yeah, Sane gets that kill. That's great. So even if they spawn a unit here, it doesn't matter that much now. And I think we should be fine now. I don't want to send Urk too far down, because you never know when the enemy's like, I'm going to go ambush you. But no, I do kind of like how Wallace works in this. I mean, like, now he's actually kind of necessary to use. I mean, maybe you don't necessarily need him, but, like, it definitely feels like you actually kind of need him. Because there's just a lot of enemies here. Like, I think this map could be redesigned in a way that, like, it incentivizes rather than punishes you from going too fast. It's like, the way it was redesigned was like, it feels like it's punishing me for trying to move too fast, which isn't really how a map should do it. It should actually encourage you. Like, I don't know, at turn, like when your army's like right here, I think there should be maybe like, because like, they just had enemies spawn like here or something. How about have like a couple enemies spawn here for a few turns, instead of like chasing you, trying to push you through the fog? I think that would be a better design, honestly, because then you don't have like a ton of these Reaver weapons trying to kill you. Instead, maybe put like 1 or 2 reinforcements here, but don't make it excessive. Maybe put 1 here. Again, make it pretty reasonable though, like you have a lot of breathing room. Because what I find with this was just, it felt like the game was just telling me, okay, you better just stop and just choke this point. Which is fine, but I really don't want to linger around in a fog of war. I really don't. I just want to get it done, so I don't have to deal with it. So honestly, I'd rather like to be a mechanic forcing you to, you know, speed up. Because I feel like a more inexperienced player would just try to sit through the fog, honestly. I mean, I wouldn't blame a player like that, because you don't know what's going to attack you. Okay, that's kind of a good mechanic. I kind of like that, although, just put you at a bit of risk, doesn't it? Also puts Lucius at some risk. But I think it's okay, honestly. I mean, I can just fly Florina out of there, but it is still a little risky. It is kind of risky, but it does encourage me to just hurry up and get it done. So I do like that. Because I remember, like, once you get to the end, this map is a joke. Like, in vanilla, it's just a little joke. You can just wait it out, you know, as long as you want to give your desired unit the experience you want. You know, like, you don't have to do anything at all. You can just, you know, wait it out all day, kill the boss whenever. Maybe there's gonna be an incentive this time to, you know, not dilly-dally with the boss. I might send Wallace here just to sort of safeguard, maybe. Or Dorcas. I don't think Dorcas will have any issues here. I'm gonna send you down there just in case. And yeah, I think we can take care of this map with what we got. If the boss moves, that's a big problem, but I really doubt he would, just because it doesn't make any sense to. Forget giving that lance to Florina. I should have given it to Sane, because Sane's using his lance so much. And it's by far probably the reason I'm doing the most damage with him. It's because he's doing like 50 damage per turn. It's ridiculous. Assuming he doubles. Might give the kill to Lucius, because Lucius does kind of want some XP. Like, in case some of my magic units get kind of screwed over, Lucius is probably like the least likely to get screwed over in offensive capability, because he just got such strong offensive stats. Like, well, not so strong offensive stats, he's got really good offensive growth, I should say. Which isn't as good as bases, certainly, but, like, it's not... Because, like, the thing is, a lot of the other magic users, bar Pent, obviously, have really shaky growth. Like, Kanas has like a 45%, which I guess isn't that bad, but, like, he's also got like a 30% or 35% in speed. It's like a 45% in magic and like a, you know, 35% in speed. That's not very good. 45% for your dominant offensive stat is kind of low. Like, it's not great unless you just have like a ton of speed, like a ton. Even then, or if like you have a really high base. Like if Kanas had like base 16 magic or something crazy like that, and he had like, well, okay, no, that's a little bit much. If he had like base, what is his base magic? It's like 10 or something. If he had like base 13 magic or something, I'd be like, okay, you know what, that's kind of fair. Like, I'd be like, okay, that's reasonable, I guess. But I think it's just too low for his base to be that good. I'm gonna use a Lance Reaver. I don't really need to, but I do want to give Lynn some experience, I guess. Nils, you can go here. Yeah, like I said, I've never seen anything spawn from this forest. It's so weird. Like, if anything, I would put reinforcements there, because it's like, I would never expect that. Like, if you put reinforcements there, but like, I wouldn't expect it, but at the same time, it at least gives you enough warning. So, like, even if a guy comes out there with like a freaking killer weapon, it's not like, oh god, I have no time to repair. Like, you know, that's like a cav. Well, I guess Nils might be screwed, but like, other units probably wouldn't be that big of problem. Like, they'd probably be able to deal with it. They'd probably have plenty of warning. So unless an archer just spawns and tries to kill Florina, I should be fine. Okay, we got another axe user here. That's fine. Dorcas can hold the line. I just need them to close that gap just so that they don't pop out. We've got to be getting close to the no more units, you know, left. Because, I mean, I can't think of that many more units left over. Watch Dorcas get, like, another speed level up somehow. Okay, you got strength. That makes more sense. This Dorcas is still pretty alright, though. We're gonna want Lynn with... What do you even have equipped? Probably the... He's got a hand axe equipped. Okay, so I could just go and get out Monikati and slay this guy. So yeah, I'm actually gonna go and try to kill Sane. And maybe just try to kill with Lynn. Obviously next turn, not this turn. I'm gonna just... I usually just like to try to one-shot this guy or get as close to doing so as possible. And, you know, if it fails, just pull her out with someone else. I don't really see anyone else here, so... I think we've pretty much cleared out this map. There's probably like one other enemy just like lurking somewhere, but I don't know where it is. Because otherwise the music would change, but I have no clue. It can't be in a particularly, yeah, scary spot. This is really not. Okay, that's interesting. Well, I'm not going to initiate the attack this turn then. But yeah, if it's just right there, I don't really care. Okay, so Lynn, how much you gonna do? How much you gonna do? 26 times 2? If you land this or hit a crit, that's great. What level is Same anyway? Nearly level 12. That's pretty good, but I feel like we're not gonna... Yeah, if he doubled, I would consider it worth it, but since he doesn't double, I don't really think it's that worth it. Yeah, and I can just pull out with one of my calves if I need to. And I shouldn't need to. Yeah, I don't really care. Wow, that actually hit. Okay. But you know what? So did I, so doesn't really matter. And she gets a level up out of it. 18 speed, 11 luck. That sounds pretty good to me. Yeah, I know she didn't get strength out of it, but still, 13 strength for level 13 Lyn. Honestly, not that bad. I've seen worse Lyns. I've definitely seen worse Lyns. Plus, I believe you get like an energy drop at the end, like in the next map. So I usually give it to Lyn because she needs strength, but like honestly, I might give it to someone else. Because remember, it also works with like magic. I've been playing too much Fates lately because I was like, oh, I'll just go seize the fort with Wrath. But no, obviously that doesn't work. That's not how it works. So, yeah. I'm surprised that the last map is... Oh, right, because he can go around because he's a brigand. I was going to say, I'm surprised that the last map was the one I had to reset, but not this one. That's really weird. I could have sworn I'd had to reset this map. And honestly, had things gone a little bit differently, I might have had to. But yeah, so that was pretty good. This video just went on longer than it should have, and I can blame just the really weird design changes for that. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next map, which hopefully doesn't have some weird twist to it that slows it down. So I'll see you guys then.